Good morning, everyone. Good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzomos, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new, on this channel I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. Now it's sunny, guys, but also I've got an umbrella purposely to protect the video from the wind, because normally when I'm out here, sometimes it gets windy and the wind interrupts the video. So I'm going to use this umbrella to protect me from the wind. So listen, guys, I want to talk about the narcissist and the entangled celebrities. So I'll start with a real case scenario. Where am I coming from? You see, back in the days, I was involved with the narcissist, like you guys already know. And one of the things you will find the narcissist talking about is the drunk ex, the alcoholic ex, the drug addict ex, all sorts of them. So when the narcissist is describing their ex, they are going to tell you so many things. Those guys, they were alcoholic, they were drunk, they were this, they were that, they were womanizers. They are going to mention a lot of they are going to talk about a lot of nonsense when you meet those narcissists. Me personally, when I was discarded, I had a chance to meet one of the so-called alcoholic ex. You know what I mean? I had a chance to meet one of the so-called, over the years I was hearing a lot of, you know, he was an alcoholic, too much alcohol and everything. So I had a chance to meet that individual. Then to my surprise, guys, I noticed that actually that individual was an empath. You know, I was very shocked to find that that particular individual that they have always been talking about as alcoholic and drunk and everything, that particular individual was an empath. But it's just that kind of empath who was destroyed, because remember, this was a very long time situationship that ran for about 10 years. So that particular individual was destroyed. I will guarantee you guys, even before I start the main aim of this video, that particular individual, in the beginning, I would later on learn that that particular individual, at the start of that entanglement, that particular person, they were running their own business. So they had their own business, you know, their own shops, their own business. They were doing well financially. So these were the kind of financially independent guys, you know what I mean? So later on, down the road during that entanglement, that individual would later on lose their business, they would lose their jobs, and now they will be reduced to nothing. And that is exactly where the problem of the alcohol started. So the problem of the alcohol kicked in, and that's why they started drinking. So me, I was just trying to investigate what exactly made this particular individual to start becoming an alcoholic. You know what I mean? And a drunkard for that matter. So then I found out that actually that particular individual, it is most likely that that guy was going through abuse. And for over the years, it would turn out later on that actually because of the abuse he was enduring for many periods of years, he would later on turn out to become an alcoholic. And until now, I don't know, I've not seen that person again, and I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm very sure that he's not in a good state. You know what I mean? So then later on, when I left the narcissist, I also noticed something very shocking. I was in bad shape. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I was in bad shape. We're talking about finances, when we're talking about health, this wind is very strong, you know. You know, talking about finances, talking about health, talking about all these kind of things, I was in bad shape. So I had to do everything in my power to make sure that I put myself back together. Then I noticed that actually, that particular narcissist was just doing the same thing that they had also done to the ex. So it was the same path of destruction they had already done to the ex. Then I noticed, I caught up on it. Remember, guys, I told you that I awakened after narcissistic abuse. So I caught up on the game. Then I would later on figure out that actually this was the same pattern that was going on, and I would later on face the same pattern to become some kind of an alcoholic. Although I refused that, I escaped that, and I survived that. And I would later on turn out to become like the so-called alcoholic ex. You see, guys, let me tell you something. Many years ago, that was about 2 years ago, I did a video, and I said, the narcissists, they target the best. those particular individuals, they target the best. So you're going to see them actually, they're going to target politicians, government workers, they will target celebrities, they will target musicians, they will target a lot of people with very high profile. But I'll guarantee you guys, let me tell you something. The very moment, I made a video recently and I told you guys, the very moment you get entangled with the Jezebel, those particular spirits, they are very powerful. They are not powerful if you awaken, because when you awaken and you catch up on them, you know, when you see them, you can just, you know, destroy them even before they know it. But before you awaken, they are very dangerous because you don't know who they are. So those particular individuals, they come into your life, they are going to destroy you. Guys, it does not matter who you are. The reason why I made that video, the narcissists, they target the best. That is because I know that a lot of these narcissists, normally what they will do, they'll go and find out the people who are having the biggest mansions, the people who have got the fattest bank accounts, the people who are doing well financially. So the people who are well off, and even sometimes the people who are very much known around the world. We're talking about celebrities. So what they will do now, they will get entangled with them. I've given a story of the ex of that particular person that I met, the empath that was destroyed by the narcissist. That particular person was a businessman, doing their own business. They had their own shop. They were doing pretty well, a lot of money. Guys, they were making a lot of money. These were guys completely independent, you know. So when I'm talking about celebrities, I'm also talking about business owners. I'm talking about musicians, artists, actors. I'm talking about every kind of person in a public figure, you know, sometimes politicians. So I'm talking about people who are well known. You see, a lot of these Jezebels, what they do, their mission is to bring down the best. So they will go around, they will find those individuals wherever they are. So sometimes you see them on the concerts. Maybe there's a music show going on, so you see them on the concerts. They will be plotting. They will make it a possibility to run into those people's lives by some coincidence. Because again, you guys already know that the narcissists, when they are coming in, they always want people to believe that it's a coincidence, or they were just walking around and then they saw you somewhere in the corner. So you're going to see them, they're going to move in, and they will meet you backstage. They say, oh, you know, I came to see, I'm here looking for my friend. And they told me that they are backstage. But the only thing is a trap, because they know that most of the time those celebrities, sometimes they are backstage, you know, sometimes are getting ready for shows and things like that. So narcissists, they always target the best. They go in those celebrities' lives for very, very big specific missions. I'll guarantee you guys that when you have met with a narcissist, it doesn't matter who you are. Guys, let me tell you something. If you have met with a narcissist, the very first thing for you to understand is that, number one, that sort of entanglement and situationship is going to end at some point. And again, that situationship and entanglement as well is going to actually sometime destroy your life, sometime take your life, and it's going to actually cripple your finances. So those guys, they go into entanglements, into situationships. They will love bomb those celebrities, you know. They will love bomb them, you know. They will start to get married to them. They will make babies with them and things like that. And the only thing they are targeting is money. The only thing they're after is money. The narcissists, let me tell you something, guys. Nobody ever lied to you. I've always been talking to people, and I've told people, nobody will ever lie to you that the narcissist will come into your life and they're in love with you. It will never happen. Guys, a narcissist will not come into your life and they're going to tell you that they're in love with you. Those guys, they don't even love themselves. You know what I mean? They only come to you for mission. They just they just need somebody to rescue them, because those individuals, remember, they're already spiritually decomposing, physically, even sometimes spiritually decomposing. So the only thing they are coming in is to get help. They are just coming in to get help from different kinds of individuals, you know, wherever it is, wherever they encounter them. So they sneak into people's lives. They'll start taking money from you. You know, most of the time you will see them, if they have been very hardworking, and they notice that actually sometimes you are well off financially, so they'll drop back and they'll stop going to work. So they start sleeping at home, and they'll wait for you to take care of the finances. So they will be now sucking you dry of your finances. A lot of these celebrities, guys, I will guarantee you, a lot of celebrities around the world, a lot of them, they will not tell you this. Because you see, the problem with celebrities is that a lot of them, they are very popular people, number one, because they're celebrities eventually. So they are very popular, and secondly, they have got an image to protect. So most of the times, the celebrities, they need a platform that is going to help them to speak. So they need somebody who's going to speak out for them. You know what I mean? So most of the times you see, it is very difficult for a celebrity. A guy who is popular around the world, they're going to come around and they tell you that, oh, you know, at their home they're dealing with a narcissist. It is going to be very difficult. A lot of them, I can guarantee you, they know this. A lot of celebrities, guys, let me guarantee you something. A lot of celebrities around the world, they know that they're dealing with narcissists, but a lot of them, they don't have the courage and the guts and the means to come out and speak about abuse and to let the world know that they're actually suffering in abuse behind closed doors. So you see a lot of them, they will suffer in silence. Recently, you guys have seen the situation of Will Smith. We have been talking about it recently. A lot of you guys are talking about the situation of Will Smith, and a lot of people are believing that Will Smith, he needs help. You know what I mean? So he needs help. He needs some people believe that he needs therapy, because people would see a lot of guys who can see behind the veil. We can see that particular individual is going through pain. You know what I mean? He's going through a particular pain which he cannot come out publicly to describe all around the world. Guys, it's raining, but I'm going to carry on with the video because I have an umbrella. That's the reason why I brought this umbrella. So he's not going to come out and tell the world that he's suffering. So he's always going to suffer in silence. You know what I mean? So a lot of celebrities, there are many of them. There are millions of celebrities around the world, and there are many of them who will do the same thing like Will Smith did that particular day on the Oscars, at the Oscar event. So there's a lot of them who are out there. They're not going to come out. They will prefer to die a very slowly and painful death, but they will never come out. They will never come out and actually mention to the entire world that they are suffering abuse. So they'll always die in silence. They will suffer in silence, number one, and they will die in silence. I've told you guys an example of that guy who became an alcoholic. I'm sure that the only thing he's waiting for is for him to die and to pass on. So there's no more hope left in his life. Everything is finished and everything is gone. So I'll guarantee you something, the guys, that narcissists, they target people who are doing well. They target people who are powerful. Sometimes you will see them bringing down even prime ministers, government officials, very strong businessmen. You know what I mean? You have seen out of these things. You guys from the US, you have seen a lot of these things in the US. A lot of these narcissists, they are bringing down very powerful people and prominent people in this world. They meet with them. They'll start destroying them. They'll start beating them down. They'll steal their money. Some of them, they will go into divorce. They get into those entanglements after 2-3 years. They do divorces, and then they get part of their shares of the money. So a lot of them, they come in for the money. They are not coming in because of any other reason, love or things like that. You know, it's because of the money. They know that you're going to give them money. You're going to know. Eventually, you guys are going to have a very nice, comfortable home to live in, a very big swimming pool, because you're a celebrity, right? So a lot of these celebrities, you see them, they are suffering. They are really suffering in silence. Silence, guys. Let me tell you something. A lot of you guys who don't understand narcissism, I will tell you something very, very important. I want you to listen in this video. A lot of you guys are following celebrities around the world, but I will tell you something, that a lot of these celebrities, they are not speaking because of their images they hold and the positions they hold in society. So they cannot come out and talk for themselves. But a lot of them behind closed doors, when they are going back to the house, to their homes, a lot of them, guys, I will guarantee you that they are suffering, and they are really suffering in silence. A lot of them, we're talking about financial cripple. They have been crippled financially by those particular Jezebels. A lot of them, even their health has also been destroyed by those particular Jezebels. So when we're dealing with narcissists, guys, I just want to tell you something. I just want to let you know. The celebrities, they are not an exception. Those guys, they come around and they sweep whatever it is that is in their way. They will just come around. As long as they see that you got something to offer, you know, especially in this video, we're talking about celebrities. So they will come around and they say, what have they got to? What is there to offer for you? What have you got to offer? You live in a big house. Okay, that's a tick. You got a swimming pool in the backyard. That's a tick. You can move those individuals from point A to point B. That's a tick. You can make them famous. That's a tick. It is as easy as marrying a celebrity, and then at the end of the day, you're going to be called somebody's wife or somebody's husband. So that's how it works when it comes to celebrities. Those individuals, they're not an exception. Those individuals, they are suffering the same way we do. But the difference is that a lot of them, they don't have the power, they don't have the capacity, they don't have the ability to mention and to speak out on abuse because of the positions they hold in society. So it is very, very difficult when it comes to celebrities. They are also entangled the same way that we do. You know what I mean? So narcissists, those guys, they hold a very dangerous spirit within them. You guys have heard me every now and then. I've talked about the Jezebels, and some people have talked about the Leviathan spirits, which usually operates with the men, and the Jezebel, which operates with the women. I have personally dealt with narcissists. I will guarantee you guys that I've seen now what a narcissist can do to an individual, because I had to experience it. As they always say, that you have got to go through narcissistic abuse for you to be able to understand it on a deep level, to understand what it's all about, and to be able to work from it. If you have not seen it, if you have not experienced it, nobody will ever come to you and they'll explain to you, and you'll ever understand them what they're talking about. So when you're talking about narcissistic abuse, it's very deep. Celebrities, they will never speak. They will suffer in silence. They will come around here, they will speak on the microphones. You see them on the shows. You will celebrate them, you will clap for them. They are rich. They have got very fat bank accounts. But when they go back home, a lot of the celebrities, I'll guarantee you, they are not happy in their own homes. So they are in their own houses, suffering in silence because they are entangled with Jezebels. A lot of these Jezebels have got a lot of financial ties with them. A lot of them have got kids with them. A lot of them are married. There are some of them who are even afraid because they think when they divorce, when they get out of these entanglements, they're going to end up sharing their finances with those Jezebels. And a lot of them, they even know that some of their wives, they are narcissists. So, but because of the financial ties and things that are tied to them, between them, and even sometimes the children and things like that, and even sometimes their social status, because they're celebrities, they're going to decide to come out to stay where they are, and they suffer in silence. And even sometimes they will die in silence. You guys have heard about things, people who have been you've heard about the stories of Whitney Houston. They found her dead in the bathtub. And the media came out and said, oh, you know, she got a drug overdose. Is anybody going behind the scenes and finding out why exactly did how exactly did Whitney Houston end up becoming a drug addict? It is very likely Whitney Houston was involved with a narcissist very early in the early days of her life, and that particular individual introduced her to drugs, which drugs would later on take her own life. So when we're talking about celebrities, I can give you a long list. We can go again and again and again. We can go all over this subject again. But I'll tell you something, that a lot of celebrities, they're dying in silence. They're suffering in silence because nobody is speaking for them. A lot of them, because of their social status, they know that they're dealing with abuse. They know that they're being tormented in their own homes, but they're not going to come out and speak. So when we're talking about narcissistic abuse, people, narcissistic abuse is real. I have personally seen people, they have been destroyed. A lot of people have been seen. I've seen guys who have been involved with narcissists, or those narcissists. And at the end of those entanglements, a lot of people even committed suicide. So when you're talking about abuse, those kind of things, people, is very dangerous. And again, we should also pray for these celebrities. A lot of them, it doesn't mean that all celebrities are empaths. Yes, there's some celebrities who are also narcissists, of course. But I'm talking about the celebrities who are also empaths. And just sometimes they end up, I know a lot of them who are empaths actually. And they just end up, find themselves ending up in situations whereby they get entangled with narcissists. Before they know it, their life is down the hill. So guys, we should also remember, as we're fighting and breaking empaths free, we should also remember that there is people who cannot speak. So there's people who don't have the power, they don't have the means because of the status they hold, the positions they hold in society. They don't have the means to speak for themselves. So if you know somebody, whether it is a person you know, a musician or something like that, or maybe he's an actor in your town or something like that, and you know those guys personally, you can always reach out to them and give them some kind of assistance, because a lot of the celebrities, they're not going to come out and speak about narcissistic abuse openly in public, because it is very shaming, first of all, for them to come out and speak about narcissists, that they're being abused emotionally in their own houses. So if you know celebrity that you know, people that you know, famous people that you know, you can always reach out to them, see if they need some support. You don't have to go around in their face and tell them that your wife is a narcissist or your husband is a narcissist. But you can always go there and give them a handle, to give them support. They may just want to get some little bit of information, which information they are very much afraid to come out and ask publicly to the people they know around them. So guys, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Remember, the celebrities, they're also people like us. They also get entangled. They also get abused. You know what I mean? We're talking about physical, even sometimes emotional abuse. So it's we're all in this together. You know what I mean? Let me know, guys, what you think about this video in the comment section below. I always love and appreciate your support, guys. Like you see, I've done this video in the rain. It was shining the time I came out, but all of a sudden the weather changed and it started raining. But anyhow, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Much love and blessings. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Donate and support to this cause, and I'll get back to you in my next one. Much love and blessings. Desmos signing out, and peace. Catch you in my next one.